Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the Calorie Crush. It is back in whatever shape or form it decides to take today. Firstly, excuse me if I'm a bit feeble. I've got a headache. And this eye is all, and I just am not feeling 100%. So yeah, thank you very much for all of your support over the video last week and the week before, when I didn't really know whether I was calorie crushing or calorie consuming or pac-manning or what I was doing. Thank you for all your support. You've been great as always. I've had a better week this week overall. I've felt less overwhelmed. I think perhaps the HRT is starting to help, so I feel a little bit less like I can't cope with my existence. And I had a better week food-wise most of the week. I was very, very good Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I was okay Thursday. I went off the rails Friday and struggled to pull it back then over the weekend. So I think that's a fairly standard pattern for me, is that I can go very much gung-ho for 3 or 4 days and then lose the plot a bit. I have done a food diary. So this week's food diary is in photo form, which I've then put each of them into a one-day collage. So I'll put that up and I'll leave them on screen for what seems like a reasonable amount of time for you to be able to see stuff. It doesn't necessarily say in each picture exactly what is there. Some of them it does, some of them it doesn't. So I would be interested in your feedback in the comments box of what you think of the way I've done the food diary, whether it works for you. Do you think that they should be on the screen longer? Do you think that maybe a breakdown of exactly what's there is necessary? Do you think I can get away with doing it like this? Because it certainly has been easier for me to do it the way I've done it, because I've just basically edited each collage on a daily basis instead of having to do it all in one go. So I'm interested to know feedback of what you think of how I've done it. With reference to a couple of things that have been brought up in previous weeks, several of you have, over the last few weeks, suggested I try Slimming World, and I can only assume that you guys are people who've joined in with my channel since I began trying to lose weight along the way, because the OG guys will know that Slimming World is kind of where I came from before I started calorie crushing. I had been a member of Slimming World on and off for many years. I've joined Slimming World more times than you can shake a stick at. I was a serial rejoiner. I would join, lose a stone, leave, join, leave and gain 4 stone while I was gone, rejoin, gain another stone, lose a stone. The most I ever lost at any point in my entire Slimming World experience was 2 stone. Never lost more than 2 stone. With calorie counting, I lost that 2 stone in the first 2 months and carried on. And with calorie counting overall, I had at one point lost 7.5 stone. I have since then regained 2 stone, so I'm not saying it's a raging success, but it's certainly worked better for me than doing Slimming World. And I'd never sit here and slag Slimming World off and say it doesn't work, because I know that it does work for some people. But I think you have to be the right kind of person for Slimming World to be the right plan for you, and I'm not that person. So anyone who's suggesting I should join Slimming World, I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, it's not the right plan for me. Ditto Weight Watchers. Tried Weight Watchers several times. Again, not the right plan for me. I need something with limits. So for Slimming World, for example, is very much portrayed as you can eat these things limitlessly. You can eat limitless pasta and limitless so on and so forth. I can't. I need restriction up to a point. I don't want the total restriction that comes with keto, for example. I don't want to be able to not eat certain food groups, but you can't tell me you can eat as much of that, because the Slimming World thing is not you can eat as much of that as you want, it's you can eat as much of that as you need. My brain doesn't know when to stop. I don't know what I need and what I want. I just know that I want, and my want switch is far stronger than my need. So that's why Slimming World isn't right for me. I also mentioned last week that I've been considering talking to my doctor about the Ozempic weight loss injections. I'm still considering it. I haven't got hold of my doctor about it, and I am still looking at various research, and I've spoken to several people who have tried it or know someone who's tried it, and they've had varying degrees of success and varying degrees of side effects and elements of whether the weight just flies back on again, you know, once you stop taking them. And so it's still something that's in my mind, but not necessarily something I've decided to go with. The one thing that I am consistently sure of is that I can't just stop and shelf the whole thing, because I have seen the speed at which I can pile weight back on. I've seen how fast I can get that back on if I don't have anything in my mind that tells me that I need to be more careful. Pop in and have a look at the food diary. As I said, I'll be grateful of your feedback on this week's food diary to see, not whether you think I should have eaten what I've eaten. With the nicest possible will in the world, I don't care whether you like what I eat. I don't care whether you think I'm eating the right food or not. I'm not here asking you for advice on what I've eaten. But I am interested in your feedback this week about whether the way that I have done my food diary is a good visual thing for the viewers watching it. So I know that some of you think I eat too much processed food. I know that some of you think I should give up sugar. I know all of the things that you guys think I should do, and I also know whether I'm not likely to do them. But I am interested in your feedback on the visual presentation of this video and the food diary contained within it. So let's go over to the food diary, and then after that I'll show you the weighing on the scales. I'm recording this on Tuesday morning, but I got on the scales yesterday morning, Monday. So I'll show you my weigh-in after the food diary, and then I'll come back. Okay, scales time. $297.8. I round that up to $298. Now, you didn't see a weigh-in last week, but I'm going to put a screenshot up here or here or here somewhere of my Renfo app, and that will show you that when I got on the scales last Monday, I was £306, and I did say in last week's video that I was £306 and that I'd piled on and I wasn't happy about it, but I just didn't show the video. The reason I'm putting that screenshot in now is for anyone who thinks perhaps that I might be fibbing about having not been £306. There's the visual evidence from my tracking app that I was £306, and I had a strong feeling that a lot of that must be water weight because I felt so bloated. And the speed at which that came off again this week shows me that it was a lot of water weight. If you overcarb, then you over water weight to compensate. I don't believe, for example, you can see now that I'm 298. That's an £8 difference between last Monday and yesterday morning, and I do not believe that I've lost £8 in fat in a week. I believe that a lot of that is water weight, but it does mean that I now am back at 298, which is £2 down from the beginning of the year. The £2 are still sitting there on the weight loss tracker board, £2 down from the beginning of the year. So the 306 that I felt slightly traumatised by, I'll be honest, last Monday I was traumatised by the sight of the scales. That's not so bad as I thought it was. 298 is at least I haven't gained any weight so far this year. I'm £2 down from the start of the year. I do want to carry on. I wasn't very good yesterday. I started off okay. I had overnight oats for breakfast, and then Tammy and I went out for lunch, and I just ordered the first thing that I saw that I fancied on the menu, which was very, very nice, but it was loaded chicken strips and fries, and it probably wasn't very calorie conscious. Anyway, Monday was Monday. Today is a new day. And I'll carry on with the food diary for this week the way that I have done it last week, because by the time I get your feedback, I'll have already begun, if you see what I mean. So I am interested in your feedback on the food diary, but you won't see, if there are changes to be implemented, you won't see that for another week. I'm going to carry on carrying on. It's not as easy as it was the first time round, as I kept saying. And I've got a lot going on in my life, and it isn't always easy to make the best choices when the best choices aren't the ones that my heart wants. But I'm going to carry on carrying on. I appreciate you guys carrying on watching. I really do. Thank you for coming back week after week to watch, and I appreciate your support. Even if I don't want to listen to what you think I should eat, I appreciate your support watching the videos, and I appreciate the fact that you care, and I thank you for that. And I will be back with another Calorie Crush next week. We'll get back into the swing of at least recording and tracking and bearing in mind, keeping it in my mind that I can't just eat whatever I fancy off the menu every time. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye for now.